There is a deep, overarching belief about sales, which is all the negative things about sales, pushing people, forcing people, making them feel uncomfortable. Almost a crescendo of what happens is that people just stay away from sales and don't try and do it. I think you see this sometimes in the way that people gravitate towards social media. It's much easier to post something on Instagram or LinkedIn or Facebook. When we think about salespeople, that's what we tend to think of. The lean, mean, fighting machines of sales, the always be closing school of sales. But I don't know. What if there was a different way? My name is Paul Owen. I'm the founder of True Sales Academy and the author of Secret Skill, Hidden Career. Almost everybody who goes into sales falls into sales. Nobody's at school at the age of 10, 12, 15, 18 or at university planning to go into sales. And then the process starts of somebody going into a sales job. We're given loads and loads of information about the company, about the product and the service. We load all this information up. And then as far as putting those skills into practice, what do? Sometimes we're just left to work it out for ourselves. I mean, we hired you because you're good at sales. What, even though I've never sold before. Or we're sent to go and sit with Bob in the corner or Julie over there or whoever it might be and go and listen to them and just kind of pick up what they do and you should be fine. The thing is about that is those people who do succeed that way, they succeed in spite of their training, not because of their training. What this leads to in the sales world is the overwhelming majority of people in sales have never been properly trained. And so you have to start thinking about how do I enable other people around some sort of structure, some process, some framework to be successful in sales, but also to have it with their own style, their own way of doing things. And so you have to start thinking about the underlying foundations of success in selling. So the process, the structure around which we base all our sales training is a 4-point structure that I promise you underpins pretty much every successful sales conversation. It's the easy sales structure and I've been using it now for about 15 years since I created it in a hotel bar in Dublin. So what does the easy stand for? Well, the first step in sales conversations when you go in to meet somebody in a room is you need to engage with them, to relax people, to let them know what's going on. So we start with engaging. The second step in easy sales structure is to ask questions. Our job is to help people make good buying decisions. We do that by finding out what they're looking for. And so through that process, we understand the need they have, the desires they have, the fears they have about this next step in their buying process. The third step, once we understand them, in the easy sales structure, is to sell. We now understand what they're looking for, we need to sell, which is really just sharing with them the evidence we have to reassure them that the problem they have or the desire they have can be met by what we offer. And the final step of easy is yes or no to an agreed next step. And that's not pinning somebody's hand to the table to try and make sure that they buy and you won't let them go until they do so. But in any buying process, there are a series of steps and it's our job to help people understand those steps and to be happy to take the next one. An easy sales structure allows you to remember to engage with them first, to ask questions before you get to selling. And that supports what we talk about, the culture of sales. The culture of sales isn't to force people, it's not to talk at people, it's not to make them do something they don't want to do, it's to help them make a good buying decision. And you're reminded of that by holding back the sell until later. That framework, that process has now been used with 10, 12, maybe up to 15,000 people across the book that I wrote, the podcast that we've hosted, and the thousands and thousands and thousands of salespeople I've trained in our online programs and also face-to-face. And it allows people to feel much more comfortable, much more confident, and much more consistent in the way they sell.